All right, well, welcome back to the show. We are here.
Hola, hola.
Hola. Mode 101 VFR radio. We got a copyright strike for everyone that's watching and anyone who's watching. They didn't really like our analysis. I think it had a lot to do, well, somewhat to do of just us like exposing some shit that we're watching
Yeah.
because normally that's how it happens, you know. And we have to figure out this whole copyright situation. Um, we're analyzing Bad Bunny, and let's just get right into the to some of the things that we saw. One thing I want to talk about is the crowd cheering and how fake that was.
Ooh,
Very
yeah.
disappointed with that. And the first two topics, that's going to be one of them, and the other one is going to be an interesting topic. Mode was just about to get into, so we're about to get into it now. And this is about the kid that was given the album of the year.
hmm
So what you got for us, Mode?
Well, at first I jumped the gun and I said it was that kid Liam. His name is Liam.
And you can see this,
Okay.
right? All of this.
And I thought that was the kid. He looks just like Liam, literally. Okay. But apparently the kid was a little actor who was to be portraying Bad Bunny as a kid. Okay, and I can't really I don't want to mess up his first name, but his last name is Ray what is it? Lincoln Fox. That's his name. Liam Ramos was the kid that supposedly ICE took into custody or whatever. So I mean, we don't. I don't know if there's more truth for it. There it goes right there. You know, um, they have pictures of the both kids coincidentally pretty much the same age. And I don't know. They both they both look alike to me, but that's just my opinion. But apparently, the kid is in the halftime show was to portray Bad Bunny when he was a kid. I'm not sure the history of Bad Bunny. I'm not here to say like maybe he was a kid at that age with dreams. I don't know.
Well, that no, that's interesting. That's something. So about the show in general, how do you feel about the show?
Um, I think
I
I
know
said.
I know we spoke about it,
Yeah,
right? But they had
we
to take the
spoke
video
about it.
down. But
I really think that I thought the show as far as performance wise was interesting. It was good. However, it's like any other halftime show that you watch. Nothing but, you know, quotes, crowd cheering, which was obviously fake. Um, and to prove a point, if you look at other Super Bowl shows, and I learned this from you, sir, that everybody's giving a light or whatever. In this instance, if you look at the background, the lights are like this because nobody was enjoying the show. Nobody understood what he was saying. If you look at last year's Super Bowl, the lights are like this because everybody's swaying, singing, doing whatever. If you watch the crowd participate, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. There was no crowd participation at all. So, I think if he would have done something more in the Spanglish way, it would have been more enjoyed. A lot of people are saying, oh, I don't know who Bad Bunny is, blah, blah, blah. Yet, if you're not paying attention, and people who, and I believe a lot of people watch Happy Gilmore too, he's the caddy guy, and he was funny, you know. But now here you have the actual guy performing now. And I don't know who this guy is. It doesn't mean that they knew who it was in the movie, but like this guy, he's around. He's been around, so to speak. He's everywhere. And if you don't know, Bad Bunny must be on over 100 people's songs in the background doing something. You
well,
know?
really quick. So the crowd participation, it's hard to participate when you're in the crowd when you can't even see what the hell is happening. Like the
Yeah.
crowd can't see this. So, what I was listening to some
That's a good
analysts
point.
today. Yeah,
That's a
well,
good point.
I was listening to some people analyzing the whole entire situation, and they said this was more for home, for people that for were around the world. The
Yeah,
frustrating thing about that is that these people did pay thousands of dollars to be there, and they didn't even get a freaking halftime show.
yeah.
Very disappointing. I think it was great, like the whole setup. It was Piers Morgan was talking more so. Piers Morgan, he's full of shit. He really sat there and fixed his lips to say this was one of the best he's ever seen. Like just straight propaganda trying to fucking race bait, like or not race bait, but race hustle. But this was more so for the people at home, not for the people that were in the stadium. So very,
Listen,
very, yeah.
U2, the old British band from over there in Europe, London. YouTube could have performed, and I would have been like, yeah, oh wow, I haven't heard from these guys in years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, listen, as you're playing this, I cannot get over what you just said. Anybody who's sitting in the lower deck, they can't see what's going
No
on
one
here.
could see anything.
You know?
So they can't understand what he's saying and they can't see what he's doing.
Now, if I could be wrong when I'm saying this, but I've seen numerous halftime shows that I'm interested in. Okay, and when they show crowd participation while the performance performing. This one here, they didn't show nothing. They just showed the performance, period, from
Well,
beginning to end.
so check this out real quick. As far as like the fake crowd cheering. So like listen to these sound bites. It's actually embarrassing. But this is what they do really quick. This is what they do when you're watching a sitcom. Like no one's really laughing and clapping. It's all like for show. It's a
Mhm.
sound bite. So
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo mucha novia. Ey,
that's such
mucha
bullshit.
novia. Hoy tengo
That didn't
una,
happen, man.
mañana otra. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó.
So
It didn't happen, man. I'm sorry.
let's do some investigating here. So now Super Bowl halftime show, Bad Bunny from the stands. And they're gonna bury this, right?
Oh yeah.
They're gonna make you look hard for these
If
videos.
they're not doing it now, you know what I mean? The videos are out there though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But they did. It's like when you're talking about flat Earth, they'll show you the most ridiculous shit at first, and then you'll find the real shit like from hundreds of videos later. So look, bring back. So check this out.
That's it. That's not the show.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we're looking at. So just give me a second. Um, volume.
Put the sign down, bro. We're here for football. Seriously, sit. You're blocking the view. You don't need come on down with me. Let's talk over here. I'm not causing trouble.
He's serious right now.
Bring back.
This is from the stands. Here we go. Do you hear people cheering and screaming? Absolutely fucking not. It is beyond frustrating.
Mm-mm.
Beyond frustrating. So check this out. You ready for this? Because this is brand new for me and you. Because I'm already thinking in my head how I'm gonna sync this together. Watch this. Okay? No one's cheering, right? You hear little cheers. Yeah, 3 people dancing out of everyone. Some cheers there, but what I wanted to do right here. All right, so now check this out. Let's look for that boxing scene and see if there's people cheering. Because if there isn't, we have a problem. We have a problem. Because we cannot allow these elitists to continue manipulating us and dividing us.
Hmm.
We
And that's
just
what's
can't.
happening.
Yeah, we can't allow them to continue this shit. There's the boxing scene. Are you ready for this? I
Right.
better not hear anyone fucking cheering, bro.
Tengo una colombiana que me escribe todos los días y una mexicana que ni yo sabía, otra en San Antonio que me quiere todavía y la TPR
All right, before we get fucking copywritten, come on.
que toditas son mías, una dominicana que juega bombón, ey, uva bombón,
Okay, okay.
la de
Okay, I'll give it to them. All right, they got it. They got it. I know that I could catch I don't want to waste too much time on it, but I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit back and find it. Oh, this is what I'll do. Um, I'm gonna sit back and then I'm gonna, post it on TikTok, do like one of my little edits and shit, and just show the complete humiliation of these people.
Dude,
I don't like it.
listen, okay. I'm going to give a good example of what this Super Bowl was like with the crowd cheering. You ever watch, I can't even think off the top of my head. They have comedy shows that you sit there and you're watching it, and I guess that was supposed to be a funny part, but it wasn't funny at all.
Hmm.
And then you hear, ah, like, yeah, and I'm like, okay. I don't think that was real, because it
Yeah.
is reals, I mean, like, uh, um, if you
Sorry.
recall some of these game shows, they have the big flashy light that says applause. Then it says laugh. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. You're talking about
Yeah.
like I thought you're talking more so of a comedy stand-up show. Yeah, no, but I get it now. Yeah.
No, not comedy stand-up. That's
No, I
kids.
get it now. Yeah.
But yeah, I came across some show and it was corny. It wasn't even funny. There was nothing funny about it. But yet you heard ha, and clapping, and I'm like, "Oh, what are we laughing at here?" Like, because the show to me seems serious, too serious to even have a crowd, to be cheering and laughing and clapping. But that's what this was to me. Like, I'm watching it, and when they get that close-up view, or when he pumps his waist, everybody's going nuts. And then you look at the crowd and you see like two or three people here and there, clapping, maybe dancing, But bottom line is this, okay? Nobody knew who this guy was. And now what we're trying to address is like, oh, he's well known. He has like
Well,
2 million followers. Like that doesn't
you're
mean
talking
nothing.
about Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no one who knew who he was that was in the stadium.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. In the
Okay,
state.
yeah. Because I was like, hold on a second.
Oh no, no,
This
no.
dude's like one of the biggest fucking
No.
artists.
Yeah, I'm talking about the stadium because, dude, face it. There are people that don't listen to this style of music.
I don't
There
even
are.
listen to it. Here, check this
There
out
are.
real quick. Real quick. I want you to see this.
See?
That's the contrast. If you can't tell the difference, there's something wrong with you. You need to
That's what
get
I'm
your head
saying.
examined.
Do you hear how it's constant?
It's
Like
total difference.
it's like Will I Am should have been like, all right, guys, tone down, tone down. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
constant. It's a constant roar. It's a constant yay. It's a constant clap. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that. It was just like how you put it. It's just some audio tape just playing. Hit the button. Listen, I cannot wait. Mark my words when I say this, folks. I cannot wait till the guy finally comes out and says, yeah, I was that guy who pressed the cheer button. I guarantee you, man, it's going to come out.
Yeah. So, what are
Apparently,
your
one
thoughts?
talked about how much he got paid. It's somewhere on the that
The
one of
50
them
million or some shit?
he got
Well, the 50 million, the report that I got is that he didn't get paid 50 million. It took 50 million to orchestrate that, to get that stage together, to get the performers and all that.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
could
they
see
paid
that.
for, you know. But like like I said before, I don't know what direction these people are going into. I'm not saying these people. I'm just saying the organization, the people who got this together. Because, like I said, you know, talk to the person who said, "Let's bring Bad Bunny to perform here at the Super Bowl halftime show." You know what I mean? That's where you're gonna get the answers.
Well,
You're not gonna
it's
get
it's
answers from Bad Bunny. Don't care. He went out there and did his thing and represented. That's all to it. Now, unfortunately for him, even people in Puerto Rico were embarrassed. They're like, "Oh man, this guy's too much." You know, I don't know who they are. They could be football fans also, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't be going over there, speaking that language." But his message is very clear, though. This I would give him. His message is, "We are all one. We're Americans. Yada yada. It doesn't matter what language we speak." Okay, but here we are. English is the native language, man. I'm just
well,
saying.
yeah. So look, these are the expenses from the expensive reality for fans. The average ticket price was $6,000 to $8,000.
Yeah.
The get-in price to get seats, like probably from the nosebleeds, about $3,000. VIP experience, $7,000 to $30,000. These people spent a lot of money to be there to watch a show that they couldn't even understand and comprehend, and probably it's annoying to them, right? Like the actual
Yeah.
the
Now, what does that say? The impact of Bad Bunny? What?
which where
Right there.
impact of Bad Bunny. Demand of the halftime show reportedly drove a 40% increase in ticket prices compared to the previous year, as
Ooh.
his global fan base sought to witness the historic performance. And yeah, it makes sense. That's why they did. This is why they made it a whole entire movie production, because they knew that people from around the world were going to enjoy it from the seats of their homes. The problem is the people that were there spent this much money. That's not
Uh, hmm.
it's not fair. I'm sorry. Like, I love concerts, bro. You know, if I'm gonna pay that much, so look, so just for a little fact check here, it looks like the production budget was $10 to $20 million on the 13-minute spectacle, staging lighting, and pyrotechnics. The 50 million that you're coming up with is probably included with his budget, what he got paid.
Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna assume.
yeah.
But his his ugly suit that he was wearing cost $75,000, bro. Like, come on now.
Come on.
That was a ugly ass suit, dude.
Listen, man. Listen. I'm sorry, dude. Let me tell you something. It's not just videos you got to be careful of. Even what you read, you got to be careful with. Because, they try to say that he was the most viewed, census viewed, you know, over when Dr. Dre was there, over when Prince was there, Rihanna, Justin Timberlake, Janet Jack, and I'm like, come on, man. There ain't no way. Because let me tell you something. If you have that diehard fan who has moral values, he's not paying $6,000 for a bleeder seat. He's like, just watch this at home and turn this off or whatever.
What
You
do
know what
you
I'm
what do you
saying?
mean? What are you saying? I'm sorry.
I'm
I
saying these,
misunderstood what
pe-
you said.
these people bought these tickets and knew what they were going to get. So it was their choice. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, that's
here's,
not really true, because my buddy, he buys the Super Bowl tickets a year in advance. These people buy the tickets
oh,
before you even
okay.
know who's going to
I
be in the
don't,
halftime
yeah,
show.
I don't know nothing about Super Bowl tickets and all that. I just watch the
Yeah, no,
football.
I only know because of my buddy Ricky Sharp. He's an avid fan, bro. I don't know if he went to this Super Bowl, but he buy even his season tickets. He buys that shit like now when the season is over. Um, don't quote me on the actual like it selling out within a year. I don't know about that. But it did say no, because like it did just say before kickoff, they still have seats available for about $3,000. It did just say that. But
Interesting.
now, what you were just saying, like, watch what you read. One of the things I'm reading as I'm going, it said that he took no money for the Super Bowl. That's bullshit. I mean, come on now. Literally trying to gaslight us, saying that he took $0 for it. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, did you see that? It's less than you think.
Expensive luxury. Let's see. New York Times. It's all like propaganda networks. Come on, give us some. Give us. You know, it is really hard to get the truth out of the internet nowadays.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Listen, folks. If you don't pay attention to what you're reading, um, to what you're watching as a video, somewhere in the bottom there now it says this is AI generated. Like basically what you're reading. So if you ask a question, this is AI generated. You know, and I came across something where it says something that this is AI generated. It doesn't mean that it's facts or truth. And I'm like, huh? Like, what the hell is this? That must have been a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But like anything that you look up is gonna always be now it's just AI generated. Like years ago, it was just whatever you got on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes if he was really good at putting up an article, and if he was too good, it was just brought back down. You know what I'm saying? So this here, I believe more is going to come out. Like the FCC is looking into the words he used. You know what I'm saying? Um, all of his songs bad. He does curse in his songs, but here he, cleaned it up a bit. But they were still dirty.
Yeah, and honestly, I just don't give a shit. I don't
No, no,
care.
no, you don't get it. That's you and me, and many others. But once the American non-speaking English people learn what these songs are about, dude, that's going to be a whole, we're going to be talking about that soon once that comes out. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
it's
So,
just it's so not important. No, I get what you're saying, but it's like the least thing. Like that's a pivot away from this Epstein shit, honestly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because the names that these people are reading out, I'm looking for a video right now. One of the videos that I was watching, Rattlesnake TV. Let's see what he has to say because, I go to sources that I depend on because I go behind them to see if they're actually talking, what they should be talking about. And this video right here, okay, so you know how you go on YouTube and you see people being so hyperbolic and exaggerating, like, Hillary Clinton's done, and then you clip on the video and nothing happens. It's like clickbait.
Yeah,
This guy doesn't do clickbait. That's why
yeah.
I click on him. So I want to watch a little bit of him. I have not seen this at all. I just saw the headline, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I want to pivot away from the whole Bad Bunny shit. Like, okay, the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
show. Honestly, what's your final thoughts on it? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! That was loud. My Lord, God have mercy.
Well, my thing it is, I enjoy performances, Was this performance for the Super Bowl? No, not really. Could he have mixed it with, the culture, language, the culture, and I think bringing in Lady Gaga was just like help, you know what I mean, just in case, and sing in English, please, you know what I'm saying? But like not honestly, not for me. I enjoyed the performance. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was all right. Bad Bunny's doing his thing, but like there's a time for that, and there's a time to not do that. But I would leave off with this show is that there's a hidden message right now. Something's going on. Something's being missed, whether it has to do with the show or something that's behind the show. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, and I'll and my thoughts on this. I'm just gonna I don't care what culture, what type of music, who it what like I don't that's the least of my concern. Me as a consumer, someone who is extremely hard to deal with when I'm paying for something and I don't get the services that I expect. I could become very fucking, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm more worried about the people in the stadium. That's not fair what they did. All right. His arrogance saying you have 6 months to speak Spanish. You know, like it's just like, bro, that's not right. They didn't pay. They didn't. The people that bought these tickets in advance, they were probably expecting like a Kid Rock or just some like hardcore American. Again, I don't mind that it was Bad Bunny. What I do mind is that it's kind of a smack in the face only because of this is like the DEI, right? It's like, no, we got to give everyone a chance. So that's why I put that post out. Like, okay, who's next? China? Are we gonna just give? Because China's more American than fucking Puerto Rico. You see China everywhere, made in China, made in China. Everything's made in China. So I don't think it's fair what they did. I think it's an insult to the American people. Uh, Technically, the way Mark Dice broke it down today, Puerto Rico is not American. We own that territory.
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans, you know they can't vote, right? They cannot vote for any president.
It's a commonwealth. That's what Puerto Rico is.
No, Virginia's a commonwealth too. The Puerto Rico's a territory of the United States, not a commonwealth. It's not a state. In the Olympics, here was another great point that Mark Dice brought up. This one kind of blew my mind because I was like, "Holy shit! I didn't even think about that. Think about that." In the Olympics, Puerto Rico's Puerto Rico. It's not America.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Oh, that blew my mind, bro. Wow.
It's just a territory.
I'm gonna dive into that, bro.
So that's why if
Well,
Americans are pissed, and you're right, we might be talking about this down the line because once they find out what you were just saying, they might be really pissed off. And they have every right to.
my kids at home were listening to this while watching the game,
It's not fair. It's like casting spells and you don't know what you're saying. So we'll leave it at that. You know, as far as Bad Bunny, we're gonna revisit it for sure. I hope we don't get copywritten. Yeah, try it. No, no, don't. I don't want to play with YouTube. Don't do it.
and they're listening.
All right. I got the Rattlesnake TV Epstein thing up. Uh, I haven't played his stuff. Understand when I play certain videos, right? If it's Osmond Gold or Mark Dyson stuff, it's because I don't get copywritten. So it's just easier to play their version of the story and then we analyze it behind it. With Rattlesnake TV, I'm not sure how this is going to go. I want to be as careful as possible. And, we're not going to keep repeating this every time. It's just something that just happened. And, we want to move forward and, keep it going. So, Mr. Rattlesnake TV, welcome to the show. If you could hear us, if not, it's cool. Yeah, have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Rattlesnake TV?
No, I've seen videos with that name on it.
Yeah, he's really good at analyzing stuff. So let's see what he has to say.
I was recruited at a very young age.
There was a conspiracy against me, literally, by Epstein and other people.
Writer also says Trump said he threw Epstein out of his club, and he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there.
If this committee and the American public truly want to hear the unfiltered truth about what happened.
Sorry, I had mute. I was trying to tell you that I can't see you. So make sure you just if you want to butt in, just say, pause it or whatever.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
I have to go over so I can watch the camera's in my way, so I have to watch the video from the side.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
There is a straightforward path. Ms. Maxwell is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump.
Welcome back to Rattlesnake TV, guys. Over the past week or so, I've been going through these new Epstein files and curating a whole lot of information about all of the stories contained. Netanyahu appears multiple times. Zelensky is documented. real. I mean, some of the stuff in here is just absolutely insane. I mean, every single different email and file is basically a rabbit hole in and of itself. Netanyahu appears multiple times. Zelensky is documented in social proximity. Bill Gates has long acknowledged association with.
So
Bill Gates.
he's such a fucking liar, dude. I did a video yesterday, like I forget what time. Well, whenever the fuck I got home. And you could just see him just like, oh, I've never been to the island. Like, shut the like, come on, dude. Like, who you think you're talking to? You really think we're that stupid? Well, people are stupid, honestly. They took his
Listen,
vaccine.
just look at that picture of Epstein. That is a man of confidence as to what he controls and does behind closed doors. That's what that is to me. Because a lot of pictures have him like that when he's posing for a picture or doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? There is a video with him with Dan Schneider, I think that's his name, from Nickelodeon. That guy was another pervy guy, like, grooming kids,
Yeah.
touching them
Yeah, they
inappropriately.
all the yeah, bro.
But there's
Yes,
a video with
yes.
the both of them, like, hey, what's up, guy? Yeah, I got a few for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, whoa. Now when you think about it, it's like, what's going on? There is a special documentary about, I think it's called Nickelodeon or whatever it is. And it's about Dan Schneider on how he was with the kids. But a video did surface with him and Epstein being buddy buddy.
Well,
You know,
check this out, right? You have Biden had 4 years to do this. He could have done it at any time, the Democrats. Now, it kind of seems like all the Democrats are a part of these files. It's very strange. Or people who lean to the left. And are these files like going to completely exonerate Donald Trump? Because, dude, let's listen to what more, because I have no idea what he's about to talk about. Let's go back to Rattlesnake real quick. And
yeah.
Epstein looks way worse. Peter Mandelson reappears amid.
Bruh.
What the hell?
Bruh. These are the elites of the world, dude. These people sit at a round table and make decisions for us.
Mm-hmm.
These people sit there and create laws. Yeah, we have legislators that actually put laws into place, but people like this are like, you know what? Let's change the drinking age to, like these motherfuckers are the ones with the power.
Yep.
What is now one of the most serious scandals in British political history. The Rothschilds' name surfaces in discussions around access and influence with Peter Thiel. It's old world money colliding with new world tech and power and influence. Honestly, these files are like a conspiracy theorist's wet dream. But also, it gets extremely dark. Alongside all of the big names are repeated food references, for example. Food references.
Chinese cookie.
Could that be like a Chinese person?
Yeah,
Maybe?
I think that could be China's version of the Epstein. Chinese cookie,
Yeah.
What's her fortune? This is your fortune.
That
Who
close-
knows?
Sorry about that. The pizza monster. All right, let's continue.
Resemble coded language, which leaves one to think perhaps it's not food they're talking about. Much more on this. So before we get into the first story, it's important to stress that no one document necessarily proves criminal conduct, but taken together, a clear pattern emerges. Epstein wasn't a fringe operator.
Bro. It's
So
just a. Go ahead.
whether if it's kids or not, he's with multiple women, bro.
That's literally what I was about to say.
You know what
I'm
I'm
glad
saying?
you said it. Yes.
This is another person, like, and I don't, I'm not disrespecting my wife or anything, but just I'm noticing because they block out the face, but if you look at the body, it's just another woman, just another lady. So like I said, man, I don't know what makes a mind think like that. Like, oh, I like my women, but I like them younger than that. You know, it's like, what the hell, bro?
So here's the problem that I have. Because Cenk Uygur, you know who Cenk is from the Young Turks. I'm sorry, we do this to each other. It's not that we don't think we know something. It's just a reassurance of who you know, who people
The
are,
name I'm
whatever.
familiar with, but the
Yeah,
face,
if you saw his face, you know who he is. Very passionate. I've been listening to him a lot more lately because he's trying to reach across the aisle to Republicans because he is a leftist. So I think he says he's a Republican or whatever, but he's trying his best to like open a dialogue and have a conversation. They were talking about him and Anna Kasparian. They were talking about the girls that kept going back to Epstein, right? So you have a girl that goes to Epstein's house, massages him, gets treated inappropriately. She didn't like it, but she kept going back for years. How do you sympathize with that? They didn't hold you captive. The girl themselves are saying that they kept going back because they needed the money.
yeah, I was about to say it's a money thing, you know.
It's exactly so like it's not fair, just like the Cassie Ventura situation. $40 million later, now you're complaining.
That's a reason.
$40 million later, now you're
Don't forget
complaining.
the house for the mother.
Nah, bro, there's something very wrong with that. Because again, like I've been in situations where I could have like sold out, just to make quick money. I chose to be poor.
Yeah, yeah. And you said it's a choice, you know. Um, you got to look at it like this, like on a serious side of it. It's not so much that they went back for the money, but you know, they could have been afraid. They could have been, worried, always looking over their shoulder. He's watching me, you know. And then you have to think about the mental health that these children had to grow up with. Like it's almost like they don't know any better from this point on. You
No,
know, I,
no.
I can't say nothing because I might die the next day, or let me just play the game. Let me just keep going.
No, I'm not saying no like you're wrong. In my opinion, analyzing what you just said, because it makes sense for sure. Like he could be threatening them. Who knows? But they don't mention that. If you're spilling all the beans and you're saying that he's touching you in inappropriate ways, he's doing this, he's doing that, you're also going to mention that he threatened my family. Why not add that? How much worse can it possibly get? So I remember being 14, really quick. I remember being 14 working for Bad Boy. I could have easily just stayed there. I just understood that this is an evil empire. I understood that at 14.
Yeah.
So he had multiple, hundreds, possibly thousands of different women that kept coming to him. What does that mean? Girls were not coming back. Some girls chose not to come back. He wasn't holding them captive. Well, we don't know that, right? I mean, we don't know.
I would
Yeah.
say this. Cassie opened up Pandora's box for this whole situation. I don't know if you realize it, okay? Because even in her case, she admitted that every time she tried to leave, I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, so the threats are there. So when you're that powerful, who are you going to run to? Who's going to
Yeah, but
believe?
why didn't? Yes, but that's one girl, Cassie, and then
Yeah.
a handful of others. Epstein had hundreds, thousands, possibly. It has to be in the thousands. I'm sorry,
Has
dude.
to, has to, has to.
Has to be in the thousands.
We're
So,
talking since the 90s, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
dude, yeah, it's been going on forever. And then you're thinking
And who
about
knows
world
before
power.
that? Yeah.
You can't spread thin 100 girls around the world. You have to have connect. Dude, they were talking about all different types of women. So again, my thing
Listen,
is,
I'm going to tell you a quick story. This is a true story. The building that I worked in, there was a tenant there, okay? And he always bragged about, I can't remember where it was. I could have sworn he always said Dominican Republic, but it could have been Thailand for all I know. He always bragged that when he goes over there, he can't wait to have a 13, 14-year-old. And me and my buddy would look at him like, what? Is Ozzy? I worked with Ozzy. And yo, he always bragged about it. And when he came back, he always talked about it. And dude, it was when he started to show pictures of these girls. I'm like, oh my God. Like I walked away. I was like, I don't know, I never spoke to the guy again. I didn't care for him at all. So let's just look at Epstein. What if he was doing that, going to these islands and says, fuck these trips, man. I'm gonna do this here in the United States. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make an island just for these kids. You know what I
well,
mean?
that's what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean? What if? That's
No,
what
no.
he was
Well,
doing.
yeah. But my point is you never know how this fetish or this desire or this sickness started. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be good to, not that it's good, but it'd be nice to hear that he was traveling to areas where this was allowed, where you get a 12-year-old prostitute or 13, because it's like that in other countries. It is. You know what I mean? But Epstein went up a whole different notch by getting 5-year-olds, infants, fetuses. You know, I mean, this guy went as far as fetuses. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
like,
yeah, he was taking the babies away and probably grooming them since infancy. And when you're groomed at infancy, what does that create? If you look at Afghanistan and all these other countries where they have these terrorist kids, like, yeah, they may have a conscience deep inside. They know, like, okay, this may be wrong, but when you're trained, these kids are fucking popping people in the head at fucking 10 years old
yeah.
because they think it's normal. You can
Nigeria,
mold.
Nigeria is like that too.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it goes deep because I've watched a countless amount of documentaries of just the
Mhm.
atrocities that take place around the world. I'm sure you have too. So I'm speaking from experience because the thing is that the majority of the people that I speak to, and I know a lot of people, they don't even want to hear it. So they don't know. Like when they see some of these things like with Epstein and stuff, they're just like shocked to the point where they're just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." It's like, guess what? It's still happening. It's still happening. It's not what Jeffrey Epstein did. It's what's happening still right now.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, um, and it's all about who gets caught. Like I said, the Schneider guy from Nickelodeon, he got caught. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound cruel. I don't want to sound dark. So if you guys don't want to hear this,
They could
mute
change the
me,
channel. I
yeah,
could give
mute
two
me for a
shits.
minute.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like you said, they groomed this girl right here. What if that's from the 90s? He groomed that girl to be like that, It's
Yes.
back and forth, um, whether it's fear or uh, um, you got Marilyn Manson who never laid a hand, but he had followers that he told to lay the hand. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know. This guy just had so much control, and then to bring in, how can I make money? Oh, you know what? Let me call up this guy and bring him to my island, you know? And then, oh, don't be alarmed. It's okay. Look, come here, look. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at those cute little hands or whatever. Yeah, him rub me with those little hands. And then one thing leads to another, Now this guy's filming it. I said, I got you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And now,
Yeah,
I'm
with
gonna,
the hidden cameras and all that
yeah,
shit.
I'm gonna
So,
blackmail your ass.
yeah, I have to send you the audiobook I was talking about. It's 8 hours long. It's just like the history of blackmail in the United States.
Yeah.
It starts with like Edgar Hoover, the founder of the FBI, how he was like dressing in tutus and stuff. And they have pictures of him in tutus. What did you tell me that? No, not for real. Like that. What did you tell me the other day? Yesterday, I think you were telling me that it'll come to my head, but you mentioned something that made a lot of sense, and it hit me. It'll come back because it just went through my head. Anyway, let's continue watching Rattlesnake. We have plenty of time left. Do you have time? Are you good? Are you good on time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time left. Let's continue watching Rattlesnake and because again, I have not seen everything. What is this mess back here?
Yeah, I was
Like
looking at that.
what is oh, that's just the wall. You see that?
Poster.
It's the granite wall, yeah.
Yeah.
On a
Well,
phone.
according to him, that wouldn't be a poster. It would be actual rocks in there.
Uh,
Just saying.
Come on.
Brushing up against power. He was the power. He was deeply, deeply entrenched in the movers and shakers of planet Earth. So, without further ado, let's get into the first story. So, one of the most frustrating,
except we're not on a planet. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And insane parts of all of this is the fact that throughout these files, littered throughout these files, the names of the individuals sending or receiving emails or the correspondence with Bill Gates or named within the stories are redacted. And I think that Sean Ryan actually said it best.
They are legitimately, proactively protecting.
I haven't.
I saw this. I saw this interview.
I haven't. Let me listen. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
Files.
They are protecting
files at this point by redacting the abusers' names. By the White House. Listen up, everybody. The White House is protecting
pedos and freaks.
Yes.
What are we going to say? I'm sorry.
Remember, we were talking about that, I think in Epstein part 1 or 2, when I said it's very interesting how much names are redacted. And I said that, it's just to protect themselves, whatever. When I saw this interview, I was like, oh. I didn't peg it for the people in the White House. I didn't peg it for, people, that are into politics, rich people, famous stars and all that. I just pegged it for you or me. Like, take off my name. I'm not proud of that moment. You know what I mean? But this guy broke it down. He's right. And it's being said that they're continuously right now, still redacting names. You know what I'm saying? What I would like to do with you is go back to the pictures and the videos and see if they changed, or you can't look at them no more, or you can't open them no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's happening, because don't forget, these people went to the higher courts and says, please redact my name. I dismiss it as like a person like you and I who were tortured, but these are big people, who knows? Maybe Trump did the same thing too, just saying, you know what I mean? Or maybe Trump's innocent, you know what I'm saying? But
Trump.
You said it before. Biden could have already put this out and stopped it, but no, they waited for Trump to get into office to bring it out. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. But I would like to know who are these names. You can't.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can't tease us like that. Like, what's the point in reading that? You and I both know we want to see a name, Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? We want to see, Monica Lewinsky for all we know. We want to see names.
All right, so what's happening right now? Congress, some of the congressmen and women, they are going to the Department of Justice to see the actual names and read it off. The guy who came out, the guy that Sean Ryan is interviewing right there, he's already mentioned names that's been redacted.
Yeah.
You have Nancy Mace. That's here. Did you you haven't seen this today? I guarantee you haven't. The interview with Nancy Mace and Piers Morgan.
Oh, dude, I was
I,
gonna watch it, but no, I did not.
no. Let's watch it together because it's
Okay,
really short. It's not long,
okay.
but I want you to hear what she has to say. Now, with that said, because you made a lot of sense the other day, and this is one of the things. I mean, you make sense a lot of the times. I just disagree with some of the shit. And look, man, no one has to agree with me all the time. We're just talking. We're trying to figure this shit out together. It's just I'm like so emotionally driven from this shit right now,
Hmm.
dude. And the reason why is because I'm struggling as an American and these motherfuckers are playing games with everyone right now. And it's
Yep,
not fucking right, dude.
yep.
It's not right. I saw a Reese's peanut butter cup for $5 today. Why? Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? No, I mean it may sound stupid and silly, but it's just like what the fuck are we doing, dude?
And,
So
and
you're
then,
telling
and then,
me go ahead.
and then it doesn't even taste like how we used to when we were kids.
No, and the point to saying that is like, d d d oh my God, bro. Like when I saw that price, I was just like, excuse me? In my head, of course. All right, so look, check this out. Let's go to because I found this very compelling. Pierce Morgan, he pisses me off half the time. If we ever got on his channel or if I got on his channel, whatever, and he gave me an interview, I would tell him straight up, like, dude, you're like just like Nick Fuentes did. Like you're just full of shit half the time, dude.
Listen, Piers Morgan and Whoopi Goldberg, I'd walk out. I wouldn't even go. I wouldn't even waste my time, bro.
Nah,
They,
you have
you know,
to.
like Piers Morgan compared to Whoopi Goldberg has points. Whoopi Goldberg, she's just an idiot. Straight up, I'll say it. That whole show, The View, is stupid. But Piers Morgan, he can. What I like about him, he dives hard into the situation. He'll ask the really, really hard questions
Yeah,
that
but then he
nobody.
bullshits too.
Yeah, at the same time, you know.
And you're about to hear it. This dude bullshit sometimes. I'm like, what are you doing, Piers? Stop talking. Like, hold on. 1 second, 1 second. All right. Oh, what I was gonna mention earlier is that you are right, and it's actually changed a lot of the way that I look at these people because they could all be shills. They can all be shills, bro. Confusing the fuck out of us. And I appreciate that because it's true. I get too wrapped up sometimes, even with Pierce Morgan and even Osmond Gold. He could be a shill.
Hmm.
All right, so check this out. This is the Nancy Grace, which I think she's a clown show, but she does make a lot of sense here. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Gotcha.
Millions of documents. How much have you been able to see that you think is significant? And what is being hidden by these redactions, do you think?
Very little. In fact, the most important documents in my mind are the documents that are related to potential co-conspirators and individuals who have already been investigated and have seen no jail time. And one of those particular documents is an investigation document that the DOJ put on its website at one point and then took it down. Well, I went to the DOJ.
You see?
Hmm.
Because didn't we look for things one day and the next
Yep.
day it was just like
It was
disappeared?
gone. It was gone.
That was the first document that I tried to
That
pull
was
up
the next
yesterday.
day.
And wouldn't you know, it is completely.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm saying, and that was the very next day.
The next day, yes.
Because remember, me and you were fooling around with the videos on that one day, and you went back on the same site, and oh, sweat, redacted. Oh, sweat,
Unfucking believable. And you couldn't even find it.
no.
All right,
Let me tell you something.
listen.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of powerful people out there, man, fighting. I'm telling you.
Let's continue real quick. Her face gets on my nerve. I find it repulsive. I hate saying that. And if anybody has a problem with my face, I don't give a fuck. But her face is fucking repulsive. God damn, dude.
Redacted. I still can't take a look at it. And I was told by the DOJ that the reason for that is that this is the way that the data came to the DOJ from the Southern District of New York. And there were also memos, internal memos by the DOJ that were attached to emails that I wanted to review. as I'm sitting inside the DOJ. And guess what, Pierce? Those attachments, those internal memos discussing co-conspiracy.
You know what's crazy about this, real quick?
Yeah, I do.
She's a congresswoman and she doesn't understand that she can hear herself in the background and not put an earpiece on or anything.
Yeah.
What kind of intelligence? Why are you in office if you can't even understand how to use a fucking earpiece? And I'm being dead fucking serious about that. Okay.
Well,
Holy shit.
my thing is Dodge, if you will, DOJ. That's what it is, Dodge. You know, wait. Let me clarify first. Is Dodge the one that Elon Musk was running or taking over or whatever?
No, Doge is the Department of Efficient whatever, Efficient Government. The DOJ is the Department of Justice.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
All right, let's continue real quick.
Conspirators that were investigated were unavailable to me. And so when you see this, you just realize this is one of the greatest cover-ups in American history. And I'm talking about multiple DOJs, multiple FBIs, multiple administrations, and all these girls want is justice and the truth. And we have to shame these predators into out of existence, out of civil society, if they're not going to see jail time. And that's what this process is about. I'm going back again in a few hours to try to look up more documents, particularly related to the co-conspirators.
Is it likely that members of the House or the Senate, perhaps, are going to start naming some of these redacted names using the cover of Congress?
Bro, do you realize that they already have been doing that? There's so many people that's lost their lordships, kicked out of their families.
Listen, that was interesting what he said, because I believe that. I believe that, you know, I hate that Victor, man. I'm gonna expose him. You know what I'm saying? I know what he did because he invited me, but I didn't participate. But I'm gonna tell everybody. You know, that's like people like, yeah, I've been to a Diddy party, but when he talked about 2 or 3 a.m., you know, the dark side, I left. You know what I mean? That's all that's gonna happen. You know, I felt uncomfortable, so I sat at the beach. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Well, here's the thing. And you might hear it in one of the videos that we're going to play, and, you know, we're going to end it soon. But these people were hanging out. Let her talk. Let her say it. Because this is, just let her fucking say it. I'd rather her say it.
I'm one of the experts on the speech and debate clause. I have named names on the House floor, but also I will be naming names in a memo that I am currently drafting to the U.S. House of Representatives.
So when she says that, keep in mind, the congressmen and women have already seen all the names.
Mm-hmm.
They've just been redacted on the website, but they know the names.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an actual document that these people can look over.
Absolutely, yeah.
But let me rephrase that. You will agree with this. I hope you agree with this. These are papers that have already been printed out for selected people to look at. I believe that that's what's going on. It's selected people, you know.
What do you mean selected people?
Okay, let's say your name is on it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Vic, we're going to redact this. We don't want your wife to know about this. It's going to hurt your voting for next year.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
But that what's on the website is redacted, but the paperwork is not redacted.
No, that's what I'm saying. But only I believe, just my opinion, I believe only a selected few are allowed to look at this. You know
yeah, the congressmen and women. Okay, look, I think we agree, honestly, because like, yeah, they're not. Let's say Donald Trump is on there 10,000 times. They ain't gonna release that shit right now.
Now, do you think? Now, let me ask you a question. A man who's pretty much a bully. Do you think he got to see that paper with all the names? Donald Trump.
So the thing with Donald Trump, I said this in a previous video. I think it was a solo video. Donald Trump is too obsessed with himself, right? Hear me out. He's obsessed with himself. He's a narcissist.
Yes,
He loves his dynasty and his Trumpism, right?
Trump.
He does not want to fuck around and destroy that legacy. Jeffrey Epstein does not have that. Complete opposite. What Jeffrey Epstein is a sex addict. You bring it back to the biblical days. Adam and Eve. What was the big deal, right? Sex. That's literally what it was.
Yep.
Every single time when it comes to biblical things, even with David, right? Why did he send his whole entire army and the dude, the husband of David's fling that he was having, he sent the guy, you know what I'm saying? He sent them to the front line just for some booty. So when it comes to that satisfaction, men are going to do everything they can in their power to have what they want when they want it. When it comes to Donald Trump, I cannot see him jeopardizing his entire empire. Epstein didn't have an empire.
No.
You don't. What do you see Epstein anywhere? You know, buildings and businesses. It doesn't exist. Trump is not that stupid. He may be evil in different ways, but not in the type of way that people are trying to portray him.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agree. That was very, very well said, bro. The comparison and all, very well done.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And that's it. You know what it is? It's important for people to understand that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. You have a man technically who has morals, and then you have a man who just, I don't know, got lucky by blackmailing people.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Look what he was doing.
Yeah.
So again, I don't mean to sound repetitive. Donald Trump is greedy. I don't think anyone should be a billionaire on earth. He wants to be praised. What does he want to do, right? End all the wars. What is that? A narcissist. You know, like it's clear as day. So I would never disagree with people, and that's what they don't understand. People misunderstand me when I'm talking to them, especially online because there's no tone. Oh, you suck Donald Trump's dick. Remember that whole spiel, whatever. It's like, no, I actually know that Donald Trump has a lot of flaws. But if we're gonna accuse someone of something and we're gonna point a finger, let's do it the right way. Let's not just say, oh, he's everything that's disgusting to earth. Well, it's not true. It's just not true.
Hold on. You simply have much worse people. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're all hiding until they get exposed.
All right, let's continue a little bit. Nancy Mace, what you got?
Oversight Committee. These are not necessarily people that I believe are predators, but these are people who I believe may be witnesses, may have information, because if the DOJ and the FBI aren't going to do their job, it is up to brave and courageous members of Congress to do it for them. And I believe that passion and that courage and that bravery exists on the House Oversight Committee. And you will, the list of names that I have just from being in the DOJ for 2 hours yesterday is longer than I could have imagined. And so I'm going back again in a few hours. I'm going to have.
Wow.
You heard what you just said.
Wow. Just the names.
Let her continue real quick. Okay. Henry, just because she's about to wrap it up. So just let her go real quick.
A longer list of names. The other thing I want to mention, Pierce, one of my biggest frustrations yesterday is that the Department of Justice only has 4 computers, 4 chairs for ostensibly 535 members of Congress who may want to look at the documents. You have a tiny room.
The library has more computers than that. Holy shit.
I don't know.
All right, real quick. All right, sorry. Let her finish real quick.
Size of a closet with 4 chairs in it. And we have to take turns and make appointments. And, this thing is going to be long and drawn out. It could take me months to get through documents at this rate that I believe are going to be critical as this information is hidden from members of Congress. And that's wrong.
Take it away.
Listen.
That's unfucking believable. I didn't even hear that part. I missed that entire part. 4 computers? Bro, dude.
When you do an operation, you know, you're gonna take down the drug lord or whatever, and we're gonna use my house, you know, and they set up like all these computers, all this stuff, okay, just to do this takedown. You mean to tell me the biggest event in history, they're giving you four computers? Are you, dude? She's
Bro,
gotta
do you know
be
how much these fucking people get paid a
Yo,
year?
but this is my point. Would they not have an operation? Okay, this is real big, guys. We're gonna have it together. We're gonna take this gymnasium and put 100 computers in here, and
Do it.
whoever needs to come in here, you know, just if they feel unsafe or whatever, or find out whose name is what, then you do it. That's my point. You do it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe that's what they're telling her, or maybe that's where she works at. But dude,
No, she went into the Department of Justice, and that's what they offered her. I can back this up a little bit. When I was going through the lawsuit, the big litigation lawsuit in Naples, Florida, all right? You are very limited to the access of information. They do that purposely. They don't they don't want you finding information, you know? But the thing is that this is the top tier of the government.
yeah.
You guys want my computer? I'll fucking donate it right now. Sorry, my fucking camera fell over. I got too excited. I will donate my computer right now to the Department of Justice so you guys can have an extra computer. Are you fucking kidding me?
Me too. Come on. I have two of them.
Are you fucking kidding me? If she's saying what she's saying is true, what she is saying is true, I am fucking disgusted.
So you're talking about a government facility, correct? Okay, that again, the biggest case in history right now. They're offering just four computers that there's a waiting list. You got to make an appointment, yada yada yada. That's dude, that's insane. That you know, like this case is gonna go for a long time, bro. It is. Okay. And all they're gonna do is every year they're gonna have maybe 5 solid names. And you know what's gonna happen? Now we got court, we got this, we got that, we got to hear this story. That's another year. The following year, they'll do another, you know what? We'll do 7 names. You know what I mean? And dude, you and I might die, bro, before this is all finally completed. You know, half these names, okay, when you think about it, you saw a young person, you know, in underwears, and then you saw how they look now. Dude's done, bro. What do you got? Another 10 years left if he's lucky without a heart attack? You know what I mean?
I
So,
think about that a lot, yeah.
so you know, you have to look at it this way. They're gonna look for young people. They're gonna look for, and I'm just throwing names out there. They're gonna look for Will Smith. They're gonna look for P. Diddy. All these young cats that are still young and you know, they got, you know, like 20, 30 years left of life.
Hold
You know,
that
but
thought.
yeah,
Watch this. Exactly what you just said.
yeah.
You ready for this? She's about to repeat exactly what you just said.
Really? Oh, go on.
Oh, she has celebrity names, bro. Check this out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And what about the fact that, all right, we saw 3 million documents released a week ago.
You ready for this?
But actually, there apparently are more than 3 million more documents which they have no intention of making public. How does that sit with the administration's claim to be desirous of being fully transparent?
Get ready. Hold
Well, I
on
can
to your
tell you,
seat.
there are folks on both sides of the aisle. They're going to go after this, and once you put that bone in my mouth, I'm like a dog. I'm going to keep going at it. I will not let go, and that's what we have to do here. We can't allow women to continue to be second-class citizens. I don't care if you have a tiara or a crown. You shouldn't get away with this. If you are rich and powerful or a billionaire, and if you did something to these women, you go to jail. And I want to give hope to the Epstein.
Let's say you get hung. Fuck jail. Why are we paying for these fuckers? No. When billionaires go to jail, it's very comfortable.
Yes, it is.
No. Hang them.
victims, because I've lost all faith in the justice system. And if they're not going to go to jail, then we shame them out of existence, out of civil society. They lose their board seats, they lose jobs, they lose business deals, and we don't celebrate this kind of thing. Going to a pedophile island years after someone is a convicted pedophile to have lunch with your kids or whoever is wrong. And I just don't understand where the moral clarity is lost on members of Congress who are afraid to touch this subject. As a survivor, I'm seeing this in real time. In my own case, the judge in my cases revealed the names of the victims and wouldn't let them continue as Jane Does, just like the Epstein victims, whose names and identifying information were revealed to the public after they were promised it would be redacted. After by law, they were told it had to be redacted. You know, Virginia Guffrey Roberts, minor children. I mean, those names were revealed in those documents. And so it's almost like they want to protect the predators and continue the abuse and trauma of the victims. And that's wrong. And I'm going to stand up with them and for them and beside them until my last breath and until every man and woman who did something to these girls is held accountable.
It's coming, I promise.
Agreed. No, I'm raising my hand so we do the pause just in case they take it down.
I can't see you. Yeah. You said what?
No, what I'm saying is I'm just raising my hand so we can pause and talk a little bit. So just in case they take it down.
You tell me, Henry, because I can't see you when we switch. Yeah. Just say pause or whatever.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But go ahead.
No, that was it, man.
Yeah. She's about to
get raunchy, bro.
Let her cook.
Let her cook.
Well, good for you. I mean, I want to put some names to you that have been in the news connected to Epstein files this week. The U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. I think you were just
the U.S. Commerce Secretary.
Wow.
Alluding to this, has now confirmed in his hearing that he visited Epstein's Island in 2012. Now, that's contradicting his previous claims that he cut all ties with him years earlier and was, of course, several years after Epstein's conviction for being a pedophile. And he said, I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation.
Why?
My wife was with me, as were my 4 children, and nannies had lunch on the island. That is true for an hour. Now, that doesn't mean he did anything wrong, but it does mean he was not telling the truth originally about the timeline of his relationship with Epstein.
No. That's a cover-up, you know? Maybe the wife, the kids didn't know, the wife didn't know, or whatever. Or maybe he was bringing the kids. Who knows? But that's a perfect cover-up. And, you know, all right, honey, you guys go to the pool. I'll be back in 2 hours. We got to do a very important meeting, and he's playing with some kid.
Bro, you are deliberately associating with someone that has been caught, busted, and convicted. Let's continue.
And it does beg the question, why are you taking your family to an island owned by a convicted pedophile?
Hello?
Yep.
Hello? Convicted, not accused. Trump has been accused for a lot of things, but he's never been convicted.
He's been accused of a lot of things, bro. Like, wow.
Let's continue. Yo, bro, this is fucking insanity right now.
I would never do that as a mom. I want to protect children with every fiber of my being and would do that. But you would be shocked, Piers, that some of the names
punchline is coming.
That came.
Sorry, I was about to say the punchline is coming.
Yep.
This is it right here. This is it right here. Are you ready for this?
Go.
All right.
Across the DOJ in emails that the DOJ is protecting. And we're talking about people on both sides of the aisle. We're talking about famous people, rich people, people in power, prime ministers, former presidents, et cetera, media personalities that are named in these files. And that's why I say this is going to go down as the greatest cover-up, one of the greatest cover-ups in American history. And I
did that register?
Yeah.
I want to rewind it for the people in the back. Hold on 1 second. Not you, just the people in the back that are not paying attention. Open your fucking ears, not you, obviously, Mode. Open your fucking ears and listen to what she just said. Because what's going to happen in the next month is going to be fucking insane. And I've already called this before. World War III will have to start to cover this shit.
Yep.
World War III will
said it.
have to start to cover this shit.
Listen, the way I see it, the cover up has already begun by putting 4 computers in a waiting list.
Let's let her cook again the steak dinner, and then we're going to talk and end this. Yo, for whoever did not just hear what she just said, listen very carefully.
That as a mom. I want to protect children with every fiber of my being and would do that. But you would be shocked, Pierce, that some of the names that I have seen that came across the DOJ in emails that the DOJ is protecting. And we're talking about people on both sides of the aisle. We're talking about famous people, rich people, people in power, prime ministers, former presidents, et cetera, media personalities that are named in these files. And that's why I say this is going to go down as the greatest cover-up, one of the greatest cover-ups in American history. And I don't believe the girls are actually going to see justice, which is why it's going to be incumbent upon people like Democrat Ro Khanna, Republican Thomas Massie. I'm a Republican myself who's willing to name some of those names in our committee work, on the floor of the House, whatever it takes, because this kind of thing cannot continue to go on. I want to get
Mode. Henry, my brother. I'll let you take it. Just let me have it for a second, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Just let me have it for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Celebrities, prime ministers, presidents. Let me have it. Let me take it. Bro, what's about to go down? They can't kill her at this point. It'll be too obvious, right? So, again, World War will have to commence in order to cover this shit. And you know what? It's not hard. When you're a billionaire and you have all the control, all the money, all that shit, what are they going to do? Assassinate Trump. That'll start a world war. Assassinate. It doesn't even fucking matter. If they kill a certain amount of Americans, soldiers in another country, it'll start a fucking war. It'll trigger it immediately. Let me have it. Let me have it. I think what we're about to find out in the next month, which is ironic because we are in the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. It's kind of fucked up what's going on right now. This is our anniversary, bro. I got my license plates. I'll send you a picture of it tomorrow. That has the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. We're one of the youngest countries in the world. We're one of the, if not, we are the youngest, most powerful country in the world. And it's all going to collapse because someone wanted to have sex with a fucking underage child, bro. Isn't that fucking something? It's all
man,
yours. All yours.
This, just hearing that angered me, and you're absolutely right. As you said it, I rethought it. I was like, oh, she's gone. I give her a couple of days, maybe tonight,
It'd be too obvious.
You're right. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to have someone with a really twisted mind and say, all right, I tell you what, Republican lady, we'll give you some names, okay? And we'll start the process. And it'll be like a lottery, okay? They'll take the worst person that had power and contributed absolutely nothing to the world. Yeah, we'll start with this name. Now, I'm just saying that hypothetically. And when they come out with their name, like, oh my God, that guy, oh, he was horrible when he was in the seat, but wow, he did that, and then that's what's gonna happen, you know. But man, she broke that down hard, bro. I mean, she said, like the cover up, this and that, and the all the people that's in power. And it's interesting how she said people, and she even mentioned media. You know, don't sleep on these media people. These media people make a lot of money, a lot. Some are in the millions, so some are, average is like 500,000 for the year. Some these media people are very powerful also. You can't sleep on them, but this is ugly, man. And she said it. It's going to be some sort of cover up. Remember, I told you they sent 4 people to space again, and somebody's coming back down because something happened in the space station that supposedly they dismantled years ago, but whatever. You know what I mean? We are going to head into another war. You know what I mean? There will be some new infectious disease put out there. This is going to be covered up very well. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, I might get in trouble. They might shoot the video down again. But the government knows when to shut down any problem that's going to put them in a world of hurt. Because the way she's naming it right now, and the way Piers Morgan said, there's 300 million and there's 300 million more. This is, dude, I think we're just scratching the surface here, bro.
Or 3 million.
I'm sorry, 300 million.
No, yeah, no. No, you're fine.
If it was 300 million, the government better shut down, But she said it very well. You know what I mean? She said, it's going to get covered up. Something bad is going to happen that is going to get covered up. We're going to shut down the government again?
Well, no, I think more so, I don't mean to interrupt you, and I'm sorry. Just to like redirect what you're saying, because you're saying the right thing.
Yeah.
But she's not saying that it's going to get covered up. And I want you to understand the difference between a cover up and ignoring.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like, it's not that they're trying to cover it up. They're just like completely ignoring it. But how do you ignore that, Henry? You ignore it by having arguments about Bad Bunny. You ignore it by having another terrorist attack. That's how you ignore it.
Now, if I understood what she was saying, she said that the victims they didn't redact, but the politicians they redacted. Correct?
Yeah.
That's
politicians, artists.
Because if you're a
Jay-Z,
that's automatic. They're not supposed to put those names out there, because I remember when we was like reading some of the emails or whatever was sent, they would have some names, and you and I speculated, oh, that's probably a victim. That's probably a girl. But why would you throw her out there? But
why do you have kings, princes, royalty visiting that island? I'm sorry. Celebrities, Bruce Springsteen. That's why she said it'll make you sick, and you'll be shocked to know who's on those fucking documents. And you know what? When you're a part of that game, that disgusting, fucking vile gang of just millionaires and billionaires, bro, you play by the rules or you get disappeared. Why do you think some of these people get fucking killed?
I've always said this to plenty of people. The biggest predators in this world are pedophiles. Hands down.
That's redundant.
So
I think you meant to say that a different way.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sorry.
Predators.
I love you, dude. No. It was redundant.
Right.
Yeah.
I did say that wrong. We got predators. I can't think of a word, but you know what I was trying to say there.
I think maybe you're just trying to say like the biggest predators are the people with the most power and money.
Yes.
Honestly, that's just, dude. I mean, let's be honest.
When you think about pedophilia in general, okay, it's all around the world. It's just not here in the United States. So when she said prince, I thought of, an Arab prince, somebody from Dubai. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at that. I'm Prince Charles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, dude, this list has to be ginormous. But Piers Morgan did break it down a little, kind of like softened up the plate a little bit. And, he said, they could have just went over there just to hang out, but
I'm
because of
not
what,
hanging out with a convicted pedophile, bro.
no, but that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Would you and I, oh, sweat, man, we want a trip to Epstein Island. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. We're all packed up and we go there. And like, yo, where the women at? All I see is kids. You and I know well enough, like, yo, I'm not feeling comfortable here right now,
No,
bro.
that's fine. But when
You know what I'm saying?
you're in a status of millionaires, and if you're a millionaire, you're not stupid. You know exactly what you're doing. You're not gonna go into the hood, into the Bronx, right? Like you know what you're doing. You have managers.
You don't walk into danger. Yeah.
You have financial advisors. Millionaires don't move on their own. They have so much advice and fucking counsel. So that's what the bimbo was saying, because honestly, I don't trust her. I don't fucking like her. I just appreciate what she's trying to do, but I think she's full of shit herself. I don't
Well,
fucking trust
I,
her
I tell you what,
at
you know,
all.
that's interesting what you're saying. She could just be a pawn in this game.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I need you to start saying this. Okay,
Nah, yeah.
or else we'll give your name out. Who knows?
I don't trust any of them, but I do appreciate the effort that they're putting in, because she's like, I'm a victim and all that. And that's why I say I find her face repulsive. Do I think she's ugly? No, she's a pretty girl. But it's just like some of the facial expressions that she gives off is just like so deceiving. I'm just like, are you a part of the game? Like, what are we doing here? I say we just flip the system upside down, God way, right? Just flood the fucking earth. Just fucking just get rid of everything and let's all restart. Take all the good people
Mm-hmm.
that have good intentions to keep the earth going and just get rid of all this other bullshit. But the problem is with that is the way we were created to be sexually inclined. So the first thing that males think of when I can't have this conversation too deep because my daughter's in the other room, and we'll have another conversation
Yeah, yeah.
about this. But just in general, this whole Epstein thing makes a lot of sense to everything that we have witnessed and seen in Hollywood. Shit is not right. There's something very wrong that's going on. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna
Well,
leave it at that. Yeah.
I will agree with you 100%. Something's not right. And let's revert to the Diddy case for a sec. Okay. Here you have not one witness or one victim. You have several victims, witnesses, and all of this. And he gets a slap on the hand, 4 years, whatever.
Insane.
I
Yeah.
mean, you got a video of this guy pulling this girl by her hair, but because she said, I stood, I stood there with him. I didn't leave. You know, that they took it like, oh, you stood there for the money, you greedy little bitch. You know what I mean? I tell you what, we just give him 4 years because he brought over a man from another state. Like what? Like, here we are, we're at a case, the dude is dead. So we're not, I don't think we're gonna get anything out of this other than emails, stories, people who were there, blah blah blah, and so on and so on. Okay, he went to jail. He was going to more than likely go to prison, and all of a sudden we're gone. You know what I mean? Like I mean, he wasn't even in there that long. So usually, even Diddy was on suicide watch. Why wasn't he on suicide watch? Supposedly he was, but he had the materials to do whatever it took to hang himself. You know what I mean?
Jeffrey Epstein isn't dead. I'm gonna say that
Yeah,
right here
no,
live.
he's
He's
not.
still alive.
Yo, he
I don't
ran,
want
ran
to,
the, he ran the jail, bro. He runs the
bro.
prison.
He's not, dude. When you're a billionaire like that, bro, you got to think about the power that you. Come on, dude. Like, dude,
Yeah.
you have all the money in the fucking world. It's just absolutely not. I'm not. Look, I want to. Sometimes I want to play along to get along, but at this point, it's just like let's not do that. He's not
Well,
dead, bro.
in
Come
this
on.
case, you can't play along because it's all over the place again. You know what I'm saying? If I had to compare this case to the Diddy case is more sound, but he's still getting away with shit.
He
Period.
doesn't like it, yo. When you're a billionaire on Earth, you get away with everything. Doesn't matter.
It's simple. Listen, it's very simple. People have to understand how the government works.
Exactly.
How
Bingo.
much will you give your donation to keep your name out of this? That's all it is, bro.
Why did Nancy Pelosi's husband got caught with a DUI? Why is he not facing the same consequences I did? Because he's rich. So if anyone wants to be naive to that, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about just anyone in general. I honestly want nothing to do with you. And there's a reason for that because you're not here with me. Okay? You're like, "Oh, poor Nancy Pelosi's husband. He probably got profiled." Mother, what the fuck are you talking about? He got profiled. The dude got a slap on the wrist. Diddy got a slap on the wrist. Do you think that's a coincidence?
Well,
Let me hold on really quick. Let me beat my girlfriend the way Diddy did on camera. I'm
on
getting 8
camera,
to 10 years,
on
brother.
camera. If you get that solid, right? Now,
Nah, bro.
I look at it like this. This is how I look at it. Everybody looks at it this way. You're driving and you see that guy recklessly driving, and the only thought that goes to your head, yo, if that was me, I'd get pulled over right away. You know what I mean?
1,000. I'm on the road all day. Yeah.
But you don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know that unless you do it. But you don't do it because you have principles. So here we have a case was like, I'm just gonna do it because I'm rich, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And they do it, and I'm never gonna get caught. Here we are, caught. You know? But I will leave it off with this, man. I still say that all this evidence, emails, phone calls, flight logs, all this stuff. And yet Hillary Clinton could delete emails and you can't get them back. Go figure. That's power. That's power.
These people run the world, bro.
Yes, they do.
When you run the world, you set your own rules. When you make the rules, what happens? It's sort of what's the difference of me saying, Maya, the rules are you can't have ice cream after 9 o'clock. And then I go into the kitchen to have ice cream at 10 o'clock. The rules don't apply to me. I make the rules.
Yep.
And it's fucked up. It really is, man. I got into a really big debacle with her school the other day because they're trying to control me. And, it's a whole other conversation. But I pretty much, told the principal the other day, I'm like, dude, like, you guys, like, really sit on this high horse. Like, you're really in charge and have power. You don't know that the system and the whole script could be switched in a fucking snap of a finger. They don't realize these things. And it goes the same with the celebrities and all of us. Like, if we all collectively understood that we're getting played, the switch will be flipped immediately. But we're so comfortable We're so comfortable because if we flip the switch, we're not going to be able to get a caramel macchiato at Starbucks tomorrow.
Yep.
And a Taco Bell deluxe super fucking supreme burrito. You know? Like, all right, so great conversation tonight. We went through we pretty much caught up for a couple of of days.
Dude,
yeah.
Just wait a couple of days and watch something more is going to come out. Something more is going to come out. But what we're going to do is keep tabs on everything. Right now, nobody's talking about ICE. Here we go. Again, we're talking about Bad Bunny now. You and I are talking about the files because we're still following it. You know what I'm saying? But, I right now I see no videos of ICE. It got quiet again. And I'm like, but if you search, it's out there. You know what I mean? But, I guess what I'm trying to say is, again, they're filling us with something new, something new, something new. Who knows when these 4 astronauts go into space, shit will blow up. Who knows? It's all about what the media wants to, well, I'm sorry, not media, what the government wants to tell us and let the media show us. You know what I'm saying? And right now, don't get off the Epstein files, man. It's just going to get uglier and uglier. And it's going to get to a point where now we're going to be at war, get the mind distracted. And mark my words, I guarantee you, man, something, quote unquote, is going to be worse than COVID. They're going to come out with something different. You know what I mean? So
that's why I say stop pissing Bill Gates off.
Right? But, it is what it is, man. This,
I'm dead serious about that. Stop pissing Bill Gates off.
Yeah.
You're pissing off a madman.
Yep.
That dude steps into a room. I don't know if you know this, but look it up on YouTube. Just Google it or whatever the case is. Yeah, when he steps into a room in his house, the room knows who's on there or in there because of the weight.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, please go look it up.
I will.
When he steps into a room in his home, they know who's in the room and what temperature they want the fucking temperature at.
That's wild. That's
welcome.
Money, bro.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Funny. We'll leave it at there. We appreciate everybody listening, and honestly, let's see here. That's the end of the show.